You saw smoke going up.
There it goes.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Dr. Gail. This is Teri, and Susie's in the background. And thanks for joining us today. And Teri, she has her voice. Listen to her. She can speak
I
clearly.
can speak again. Yeah, it's back.
And we're so glad she's here. Well,
Oh, thanks.
let's see who's here. We got Hey Jen Carr, Kathleen Garrison, and let's see, Heavenly Blessed Honey. Thanks for joining us today. And who else we got here? Move my scroll. Oh, my scroll's working good. Sometimes my scroll acts crazy.
Mine is too. Yeah.
Especially when you go live. I don't know why that happens then. But
Yeah.
I standing in light with Annie Bear, and who else is
Hi,
here?
Annie.
ACC. Let's see. And hey, Spirit Detective Suzanne. Hey, the Sun Catcher. Hey, Mary Laura. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Sandra. How I still don't know how to say her name, Sally, and that is terrible.
Yeah. Sal rods. Yeah. Yeah.
Sal rods. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cheryl. Let's see who else is here. Let's see. Hey, Suncatcher. And Cheryl Fine and Phoenix Dream Journey 1. Hey, Leah. Hey, Rossi. Let's see who else. And we're only streaming on one channel today, and everybody's probably wondering why. Hey, Laurie Huntsinger. Let's see. Hey, Akila. And you can explain that, Teri, because we really don't know what's going on. Hey, Darlene.
Yeah. I kind of don't know what's going on either. It's kind of like there's been a lot of people have been demonetized on YouTube. And since I'm trying to start a membership right now, I don't want to do it.
What's your membership?
Huh?
What's your membership going to be?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I want to do, there's a lot of projects that we want to do on the weekend. So that's why I want to do the membership so that we can do stuff. So we can do stuff. But there's going to be, anyway, so it's, YouTube has been demonetizing people, and that means that you can't have a super sticker. You can't have all sorts of things, and you can't have membership either. So that's happened to a lot of people, a lot of readers recently. So we're trying to figure it out. And this is what we've come up with, is that it's because everybody has been streaming together. So when you stream to another channel, and so they're kind of doing that. I don't know why.
Yeah,
we don't know why.
Because because it looks like to me it'd be double the commercials for them. So we're not sure, but
yeah.
So let's say we've got some more people coming in. Hi, M. Hey, Son of Watt. Hey, Emmy J. Hey, Kathleen Garrison. Let's see who else is here. Everybody coming in. Hey, Janet Rainbows and Moonbeams. What a great name.
That is a great name.
Yeah. And hey, Transcendent Spirit. And thanks for everybody for joining us today. I hope the weather is good everywhere. I don't know, what's it like there, Teri, with you?
It's hot. It's 81, but it feels like probably 95. It's like,
81 hot.
Yeah.
And Nancy Jean's here. She's probably laughing at you when you're saying 81 is hot.
Oh, it's humid 81. So what is it there? Is it like 105 or?
Well, it's been getting up to like that, but we have had a very rainy week, which it's almost like we have had so much rain. It's like always mushy when you're walking. And because we've had thunderstorms and rain and rain and rain. Today, finally, the sun's coming out, but it might be only about 80 right now. Let me see, but so the weather has been fairly cool, but before that, it was in the hundreds. It's humid here.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got all that humidity. We've got the humidity and the heat in the summer, and then we have the cold and the ice in the winter. So it's never great,
Yeah, Leah's saying it looks like YouTube is cutting their own throat. I agree, Leah, because it looks like to me they could make double the money just by on the one show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, Nancy Jean's gonna have 100 degrees next week. Yeah,
she's
they're laughing.
comparing our weather because we're pretty close to the same. I think hers is a little bit warmer and it's not as humid there though. Hey,
Yeah.
Jenny Berlin, thanks for joining us today. Who else is here? We got them all coming in.
Yeah. Got a good group.
Yeah, we got a good group. But anyway, today we're going to talk about Lionsgate and the Lyrans. So I'm going to let you start off with the Lionsgate and what you've been seeing, because Nancy Jean and Danny and Dorothy Morgan are going to be doing a show on August 1st all about Lionsgate. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so
I better not.
because we could go in the direction of the Lyrans, and since that's more my thing. But but I've been seeing how people are being affected by Lionsgate. It was last Wednesday where I was going, wow, you usually don't see people being affected until like maybe the week before or 10 days before and afterwards, but they're already starting to be affected now. I mean, last week.
Yeah, well, everything's speeding up, right? I mean, we're having a huge time jump here, and that's been going on for a while. But I think that we notice it now because of perhaps because of the way that the politics are going, and so there's big jumps going on right now, and I think with Lionsgate for me. And I'm not an astrologer. I don't know anything about it, but I feel like it's a time to manifest. Like it's a time that you can walk in your power and bring in that 888, that infinity, but also a time of infinite awareness and infinite potential. So, which is huge, and there must be another infinite in there since it's 888, since it's three words.
And then the year 8 also.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty powerful. But so and it's interesting because when we walk into this right now, it feels like you can walk into it in several different ways. Like you can walk into it with that infinite awareness, which is huge, where we're watching it and we're seeing things happen. We're watching the world change, perhaps.
When Nancy's, this is what she's saying.
Lionsgate runs 7/28 to 8/14. Okay, well that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thanks, Nancy Jean. And so as things are happening right now, manifest. Like, what do you want to see happen, and what do you want to align with? Because you can easily align with the fear. I mean, and I'm not saying don't be scared, because some things are scary that we see, if we see earthquakes or volcanic activity or things like that, of course we're going to feel that, but watch it, just look at it. So, and change it. Like, what's your story? What do you see? What do you see happening for yourself? And make that happen. Make that your story. And align with what you want to, because it's easy to digest all the politics and big pharma and everything going on, and getting involved with that. But if you align yourself with all the new possibilities.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you some questions about that, because when you're, people are always saying, you need to manifest this, you need to manifest that. And we have some new viewers here. And so they're probably going, how do I manifest? What is she talking about? So can you explain that a little further? Because we have some new people in here.
Okay, I will. Yeah, I'd love to. So for me, I'll tell you what I think it is. and you can see if that aligns with you or not. And that's fine if it doesn't. You might have some, everybody here always has great information. So for me, it's where you put your energy. Are you putting your energy in fear? Are you putting your energy in something positive, something, and are you already feeling that? And are you already, most importantly, thankful for that? So it's like the part of infinite awareness, the part of infinite potential is when you walk into that energy of what you want and you feel it and you live it like you're already there in spirit, and you give and then the magic point is when you give thanks for it, and that just raises the vibration of it infinitely. So then you're kind of walking into it, and it's already, that potential is already around you. You've already created the energy, and it might take some time to manifest on the earth, but you're already walking into it and you already know it's there. Yeah. Like you're already living it. I love that, Jen. Thank you. That's excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I more or less learned it more in the athletic world, especially when I was doing triathlons, and that we would visualize our swimming, how the swimming would go, how the biking would go. We'd see it all before we would actually do it. And we keep visualizing, the place that we'd be, or the finish line, and those kind of things. So my visualization on that came from my athletic past. And and it transferred over until when I went into business for myself as a chiropractic, and also when I started investing in real estate. And then, so it was pretty easy for me to go, okay, well, I know how to do this, because I've done it in all these different areas. I know how to move that into this area. So that might help the new people think of it as more of a tangible thing that you can think about that tangible thing and move it into more, calling it manifesting, and it's a visualization process. For me, it is. It's visualizing that win, visualizing that new life, visualizing, and like you're already there. Like you're already doing it.
Yeah, like you're already there. And you were probably, I love this, Dr. Gail, because you were probably feeling the sensation of it too, the physical sensation.
Right.
And that's alchemy right there. What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does it feel like? And so you're already living it and then knowing it.
Right. What's the water going to be like? Is it going to be at the ocean? What is it going to taste like? All that, yes. And also, on the biking, on how are you going to get through the crowds, the people that are in your way. And you visualize all that, all these things. There's a lot of visualization on all that. So,
or better, right? Always or better, for the goodness of all concerned, most beneficial outcome, whatever you want to put on it. But always, I always give it that caveat, because one of my teachers told me a long time ago, the universe is made of energy, and you're going to get energy. You can decide what you want and ask for it, or that's something better, or you can just see what comes. So it's up to you, how you want to do it. And I'm not saying that we're not going to have conflict or anything like that. I mean, we do have soul contracts, and we do have things that we came here to do, lessons to learn. And I've certainly been through a lot of those.
Yes, I've been through a lot of lessons too. And even as I said, of doing the triathlons and the visualization and things, there's still things that happen during the races that you don't, count on. Like a hurricane off the coast, and you got to swim in this choppy water, and there's a lot of things that the variables. And I remember when that hurricane was off the coast and I was swimming that water for the first time in my life, I was seasick on my bike when I was riding the bike. Those waters are like this, and I'm swimming in it. And so so there are some hurdles in life, and of course there's a lot more hurdles like accidents and things, but that is where I developed that actual visualization and was able to move it to manifestation in every aspect of my life.
Yeah, that's amazing. How many of those did you do, the triathlons? I just think that's amazing.
Oh, that's too numerous to count. I did them for about 10 years, and I was actually nationally ranked. And so, I did them forever.
That's so fierce.
I've got a plate and screws in my right arm from my bike accident. I got it all.
Oh my gosh.
It was great. It was intense. And that's when I was doing more nursing when I was doing that. So anyway, yeah, triathlons were a big part of my life
Wow.
at one time. Now I couldn't even do the run. I could do the swim, but I couldn't do the run.
Wow. That is amazing. Yeah. I liked doing classes and things, fitness classes, but I was never a good my running, you can hear me coming a mile away because I'm huffing and puffing. I love to run, but I was loud.
Yeah. But my favorite part was the biking part because you just felt so free and you're going so fast. I love the bike part. So,
Wow.
and then you got all the visual, you know, landscape and everything that you're looking at when you're doing that. But yeah. So, and actually, my ex-husband was a triathlete too when we were married. We were both triathletes. Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, he had to back off and become my coach because I started passing him. So I could go into. I don't need to be digging up this whole past.
Wow.
That's so
That
many
is
years ago.
amazing.
That's a lifetime away. So long ago.
Mm, that's exciting though.
Yeah. But anyway, that's where I learned about visualization um and it as I said, it was easy for me to start manifesting things, learning that visualization. Now you do fall short sometimes. I don't know if you have on some of your visualization, and then you have to go for that life experience, or that was a life lesson, or things like that. So people, whenever you do fall short on something they're trying to manifest, it might be, don't look at yourself as, oh, I made a mistake, I didn't do something wrong. No, it might be that you're supposed to learn this lesson on how to, or maybe that's not supposed to be part of your path, but don't beat yourself up on if that manifestation is not exactly what you're visualizing.
Yeah. It's so, and a lot for me, sometimes it's coming from scarcity, like, which
Yes.
is really easy because a lot of us, when we were raised with that scarcity mentality. I mean, a lot of our parents were alive during the war, the depression, or our grandparents or whatever. So that's real easy mentality to get into. And I love what you said about reacting with curiosity about it, because then when you say, okay, what's going on here? Why is this happening? And how can I change it? And that changes the way your brain works, really.
Right.
So, yeah. Jen's asking, any tips on visualizing exercises? She used to be able to see so much during meditation and just trying to sleep, but now nothing. Kind of wonder if it's a lesson of something I'm supposed to do.
But also, Jen, sometimes when some of that stuff is kind of shut down for me a little bit, it means that you've gotten this big influx of information that's coming in and that you're having to absorb it in your body. And it's almost like your guides and everybody take a step back. I don't know if you experienced this, Teri, but it goes on for several weeks. For me, it does. It goes on several weeks, and you're sitting there going, "What? I mean, I see them, but why aren't they all up here? Or why is this happening?" And then they'll say, "We're stepping back because you need to absorb all the information that you have already received." And I don't know if that's what's going on with you, Jen, but that's how it does happen to a lot of us, and that does happen to me. And that's usually why something's getting ready to change, or either you're getting new gifts, or you're going up a level, or and so then when I realize that's what's going on, I get kind of excited, like, oh, I can't see what's going to be next. Can't wait to see what's next. What's going on? But it does when they step back like that. You're just going, okay, what have I done? Again, what have I done, and why are they not there?
Yeah, acclimating to the energy
Yeah,
is huge. Yeah, we walk around and we get like all these solar flares and everything, and our energy is just buzzing. And then you have a day that might be what other people might consider normal,
right.
and you're like, what is going on? Where are they? And it's like your body has to acclimate. So, hey, Jeff. Yeah. In divine timing, Lauren's saying.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
Leah. She says you don't give a baby a 3-course meal. I heard.
Yep, Leah. That's the truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've talked a long time about that, but we're going to talk about the Lyrans.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're talking about the Lyrans because it's lionscapes. And the Lyrans are cat-like ETs that we have not all of us have seen, and we're all connected to them. As I've got my cat up here now, I'll get worried. She keeps seeing if she's going to join us today. But the Lyrans, the first Lyran, and I'm just going to go by my experience. My first Lyran, I know some of you have already heard my stories about her. Her name was Sally. And I was heading to the beach, and I already had my two guides that were with me. That was Matt Kai and Sally at that time were with me. And we were going to the beach. And when we got there, a cat-like being showed up. And I had never seen one before, or I didn't even know what Lyrans were, or I didn't know they were cat-like ETs. And during this time, I'm going to my friend Meg, going, "Is there such a thing as an ET that looks like a cat?" She's going, "Yes, of course there is." It's all new to me. And so anyway, she was telling me about her lifestyle and things that were different about her. First off, one thing was that she would not get her feet wet in the beach, which was which is amazing. She wouldn't have anything to do with the ocean. All of us were playing in the ocean. She wouldn't have anything to do with it. But she has her fur is almost it's not fur. It's almost like a fuzz on her skin, and it's tan colored. And she has cat-like features in her head, her face, but it is like human cat-like, and she's probably about 6 feet tall. And she did have big feet, and which I was teasing her about. But and as I said, her name was Sandy. And the reason why she was coming to me is she was pregnant, and the group that she's with, they get pregnant once in a lifetime, and it's almost like an active duty military duty. Everyone in their tribe gets pregnant, and they don't have any gender roles. I mean, don't have male, female. They don't have any gender. And when they get pregnant, it's for 24 months. They only get pregnant once. And they have two types of Lyrans, ones that live on the planet and the ones that go off the planet. And the ones that live on the planet are almost like our female role that take care of the house, they take care of the kids. And then the other role is the ones that go off planet and do work. Well, she was an off planet worker, and it's her time to get pregnant. When they get pregnant, they have to come back to their planet and stay, which is not what they like to do. They don't like getting pregnant. It's just what they're supposed to do. And if one cannot get pregnant, then somebody has to volunteer to do that pregnancy for them, to have a second pregnancy. And so anyway, she was not happy having to come back to her planet, doing her duty of being pregnant. So she was allowed to come to me to be my guide. And she was going to be able to stay with me for 24 months while she was pregnant. When they do have their children, it all goes into like a collective tribe. Everybody raises that child, and they put the children all in a group, and the people that stay on the planet take care of them. Now, the ones that are off planet have an option where they can come be interactive in their life or not. Most of them don't. They don't come back until they're teenagers, and at the time that they're teenagers, they get to decide if they want to stay on planet or go off planet and start learning how to do that kind of job. So that was my first contact with the Lyrans, and she was great. I mean, I really enjoyed having her as a guide. My second big contact with the Lyran, well, I've had many, but the most notable one was when I was being relieved of my duties on my first spaceship I worked on, and that was the oh gosh, I've got the theme in my mind, but it was Ash Tower Medical One. When I was working on that and I was in charge of that spaceship, I was actually in Mount Shasta, and I was actually sitting around with Danny and Kim and his brother, Danny's brother, and we were all Billy, and we were all there together. And during our meditation, I was relieved of my duty on the spaceship by a Lyran. This Lyran looked like the movie Avatar. She was blue, she was big, and she was the one taking over my spot on the spaceship. They did not at that time tell me that I was moving on to another spaceship. I just felt like I had been fired. I was so upset. I was, and all of them were looking at me like, "Why are you so?" I just got fired. I got relieved off the spaceship. But anyway, they haven't done that to me since. They've always told me what my next job was before they tell me I'm being relieved. But at that time, I was upset. But anyway, that was a different kind of Lyran that I met, and they looked like the Lyrans on the movie Avatar. She was blue, and her name was Abigail, and her life, I can't remember now, but she did take me over to look at her life and how it was. It was not the same as the other Lyran. So there are many, many, many different kinds of Lyrans, and I would have to read up on her to remember exactly what her lifestyle was like, but it was not like Sally's. So they have different ways of living and different types of tribes and things on that constellation. So anything. You have anything to add? I've been talking all this time, Teri. You have anything to add?
No, I'm fascinated. Somebody asked, I think Leah asked, did you witness a birth, Dr.
No, I didn't witness a birth of the Lyrans. The births I witnessed were the gray hybrids. That's the only time I was involved in the birthing process. And that was with, usually that was the gray hybrids where we were dealing with the humans and the grays. And I would be helping, I'll help on several deliveries on that, especially when there's twins involved or somebody was having trouble and it needed to be a C-section. And, anyway, those were the ones, the gray hybrids, the only ones I was involved in any kind of birthing process.
Jen says I can listen to Dr. Gail talk all day, right? Yeah. For hours, hypnicity, right?
Well, thanks, hypnicity. Yeah. So I'm so blessed that I'm allowed to see and remember these things that I do. And I'm not sure why I have been the one elected to do that. This introvert, be the one that's supposed to talk about it. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is.
It's beautiful. It's amazing. Yeah. It's exciting.
Well, see, I think all of us are doing it. I just think I'm the one that's allowed to remember it.
Yeah. And I love that you're talking about it because we remember more and more. And like I remember as a child seeing entities from other planets and different dimensions, and you don't remember it when you're in your 20s or your 30s, maybe, and you're working and you're, or raising kids or whatever you're doing, because you're go. And then this is a nice time of life. Because we're 29, all of us, right? And we can kind of become aware again and spark that that part of your brain that's holding that memory.
Right.
So, yeah. Aw, yeah. Yeah. Leah's asking, do aliens have a soul like ours? That's a great question.
Well, I think everybody has a soul, but we have aliens that are more robotic, or I'm not sure what the word is, that are not. I'm not sure that they all have souls, but generally any not human, but aliens, yet they have souls, and they might not. Well, as I've said in the past, their chakras don't quite look like ours, but they do have souls, and it might be that not all aliens are the same, and it's hard to lump them in. When I first started all this, it's like I lumped everything in as aliens and ETs, and they all were the same. And they did it's really hard to answer some of those generalized questions like that because there's so many different races and so many different things. But for my part, they all have souls, but I'm not going to say that that's true with all of them. It'd be hard to put a blanket answer on all that.
Interesting. Yeah.
So, there's this little grays that they have are more like robotic or whatever. They seem so human. You'll wonder if they have souls, but I don't know about that at all. Let me see if they do. Let me see if they answer that question. They do have they're going to semi-soul. Semi-soul. So that's a new term I've never heard before. What would a semi-soul be?
Would it be AI with consciousness?
Maybe so. Is that AI consciousness? Yep, exactly.
Yeah. That's what I think AI is going to be.
It's
It's not there yet, but I think it will. And I think it's going to be really interesting.
yeah. So, and they're telling me it's a semi-soul. So I think that's a new term I've never heard before.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
I know I'm going to write it down. Semi-soul.
Semi-soul. I'm going to write it down too.
And you said it was AI consciousness.
AI with consciousness.
With consciousness. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is big.
Yeah. Sometimes it's all about asking those questions, you guys. I love the questions that everybody comes in here with because it is, semi-soul is really interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, we've been talking for 30 minutes now.
Well,
Come here, I guess we need to answer some questions.
Yeah, we got a lot of questions here.
All right. All right. Standing in light with Annie Bear. Good morning, Dr. Gail, Teri, Susie. Knowledge quest. Curious about gods. Do they all train in Neptune before becoming gods? And what stargate do we enter in our bodies to join them in our sleep, for example? Wow. Well, isn't that?
Yeah. That's the questions get bigger and better, don't they?
Yes. We're gonna have to dissect this question. Annie Bear. Okay. I don't think they've all been trained in Neptune. First off, I don't think that's the case. Or that, but I get a yes on it. That's what I want to come back as. I want to come back as somebody's God. That's one of my things that I've asked to do. I think that would be fun.
I do too.
Being somebody's God. I'm getting a yes on that they do
I am too.
Neptune.
Yeah.
And I never knew. Thank you, Annie Bear, for asking that question because I would have gone, no, why would they be training in Neptune? But
that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I was like, I've never heard of that before. That's really interesting. Yeah.
And let's see, what's the next part of it that she said?
What stargate do we enter in our bodies to join them in our sleep, for example?
Stargate. No, so I have no idea.
Is that like are you saying like a portal, Annie? What portal do we access?
And all of a sudden, I saw the what's the one above the head where they enter?
Solaris.
Is that the star that one above?
There's one that's kind of right in front here, the Solaris.
The one that's right above.
Right above the crown chakra. I can't remember the name of it.
It's the one that's this color.
Yeah, the magenta.
One that's that one. Is that the soul star or whatever? What is that called? That's where I see that it enters, but I'm not sure if that's the question you're asking, Annie Bear.
Oh, that's the soul star. That's what Jen says. Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I see the entering. So, Annie Bear, help us out here. Help us.
Where'd she go?
Yeah, help us out.
On a walk. She's a walker. Yeah. I don't know if you have to go through a deliberate different stargate every time to join them because I feel like our guides are always around us.
Right.
I mean, they're always there. We just aren't always conscious of them, perhaps. But once you start making, for me, once I started making contact, then you really listen to them. It's a little easier to hear them every time or see them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neptune is the water element. Oh, thanks, Hypnicity. Yeah. That makes sense.
All right. Well, we're going to move on. At least we got half your question answered. I'm not sure we did a very good job on the second half, anyway, but we gave it a try.
Oh, it's magenta, Cece says. Yeah. Like Lady Nada.
Yeah.
The in-between.
Hey, Jen, look, can you ask my Arcturian guides, am I on the right track with the info I have uncovered this week pertaining to connections? Wow. I want to now we're curious, Jennifer. What information did you get?
Right? This
Yeah.
is cool, Jen.
Let's see. Yes, you're on the right track. Yes, the information is right. So now
Yeah.
we really need to know.
It so I don't know why, Jen, but I'm getting like it has something to do with hair. I know that sounds weird, but I've been getting all these connections that are like cords coming out just like your hair. And it doesn't matter if you're have hair or not, you know, but it's like we have these cords that come out and we connect in different ways with different things. So, but it feels like you're doing a great job.
I'm looking for Jen to write it in. What did she
He
find?
hasn't written anything in yet. Maybe we're just way behind on stuff.
Yeah, no,
But I get a big yes.
yeah, I got a big yes too, and so I want to know what she uncovered.
Yeah.
And is she on the right track? And yeah, so Jen, let us know what you uncovered because we all want to know. We're all curious. Okay, all right, let's go to next. Maybe she'll come back. Oh, there she is.
Oh,
Well, in a reading, I was told I am connected to
Nefertiti.
Lyran's and something about bloodline. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that is nice. And of course, apparently it's correct.
Yeah.
So, anyway, okay. All right, Cece, what galactic beings are around me and are they helping me with my personal ascension? What do they want me to do? Well, Cece, immediately they want you to be you. I don't know they want you to be you. They don't want you to be anybody. You don't need to be anybody else but you. I think that's true with everybody. And they're just showing me that just being you is enough. And don't ever, don't sell yourself short that you don't think you're doing enough, but you are. And I think that's true for a lot of us that we think we're supposed to be doing more. But you're galactic. You go ahead, Teri, and I'm going to figure out what her galactic being.
Okay. Um, so they're talking about knowing your power and your joy, Cece. And they're talking about the sun. So I don't know if you get a lot of time out in the sun or if they want you to get more or if you need to be like the sun, you know. And when I think about the sun a lot, I think about your solar plexus too, your other brain. So just recognizing who you are, because you know our solar plexus, that's our ego, also the home of the ego and the will. So yeah, shine. I love that hymnicity. Shine, shine, shine.
Well, that's what I think that goes along with what I was saying. Be who she is. Let herself
Exactly.
shine. She doesn't have to do anything but let herself shine. And I'm getting your galactic beings are Arcturians, and I'm getting a big yes on that. So that's who's around you are Arcturians. Okay. All right.
Wow.
Hey, Mandy may I have a message from my angel guides? Oh, angel guides. I'm going to have to dig for my angel cards here. I looked at those and I went, man, should I pull those out? Nah, but of course, always says later on, I'm going, I wish I pulled them out, but let me, I'm pulling out of my deck that is Angel Quest Oracle.
Oh, those are pretty.
Yes, these are always pretty.
I've got my favorite cards here, my Doreen Virtue Angel cards, Oracle cards, and I got them at the half price bookstore, people, with no book. And I just love them. You know, I pull them all the time.
I want somebody to create a market of us being able to go in and trade cards and things like that. Like this
Right.
might not be for you, but it's good for somebody else because it's amazing how many cards I give away that I'll buy and somebody else really loves them, and I'm like, I didn't get anything out of those. But anyway, playfulness is what I've got here.
Oh.
And it says, the angels are encouraging you to become more lighthearted and fun-loving. And I get this kind of message for a lot of people here lately. And actually, we did our last show, we got that message a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially when you got back from England about being more playful and lighthearted.
Yeah, connecting to our joy, our wonder, like
Yeah.
a little kid. I love that. And um, also, I get manifest. So you're coming into your portal here, and we also pulled in your guardian angel is here, and to know your power. So I love that because the first thing that I got for you was this big angel with a heart behind them. Their wings are hearts. How they spread their love, which they never really said that to me before. But also know your wings, Mandy. It's like your wings are growing right now.
I'm just laughing at, I'm going to pull it. Who was it? Let me see if I can find that message. Oh my gosh. I don't know where it went. It was funny. Oh, Viviani, I hear you. I'm playing whack-a-mole with some of my shadows. I love that.
Isn't that the truth?
That's so true.
Yeah.
As soon as
Yeah, they keep coming back again.
As soon as you think you got taken care of something, and it's been several years, and that's way in the past, and all of a sudden there it is again.
Yeah, they come back. Yeah.
But it's usually not as hard the next few times.
Yeah, it's not. And you're like, okay, what do I have left to learn here? You're back. Yeah.
It's like Nancy Jean says, I have 5 tarot decks I would love to share if the person wants to pay the postage. Yeah, I would think that there'd be some kind of marketplace where somebody could take in and the old cards or things that we don't use and resell them for cheaper to other people. I just think there's a market for that because some of us are, have.
Oh, I have so many decks here that I rarely pull out.
Right.
Really rarely. And they just don't resonate with me. But, then maybe a year later they will. I don't know. But better that somebody's using them.
I know usually it doesn't for me. Usually it's immediate. Either it resonates or not, it doesn't resonate. So,
yeah.
But so anyway, but that would be a great thing. In books too, exchanging books or.
Oh, books are huge. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's see the sun catcher question. I don't feel like I am on the Athena working in there or anymore. You don't think you're working on the Athena anymore? Okay, let's see sun catcher. I have a feeling you're not. No, you're not. You're not anymore. But you're on a different spaceship. I'm getting a huge yes on that. That you have moved to another one. And in fact, it looks like to me this is a much smaller one, and I'm getting a yes on that. That this is a smaller spaceship with you having a lot more input or control, or like this is your baby. You're on your spaceship. This is yours, and it looks like to me there's maybe 10 or 15 people that are working on this, but this is yours. This is like I'm home. This is where I'm supposed to be. So yeah, you are on a different spaceship right now, and you're like so happy about it. It's like you're on a spaceship with your family, but it's not. It's coworkers, but you're very happy to be there.
Yeah, she's questioning mine. Is it?
It's not your spaceship. It's just another working spaceship, but it's a much smaller one. It's one that you've been training on, and it's like whatever you do on it. And I just see you on a board, standing up, doing, I guess, collecting data or checking all these things to make sure it's okay. And almost might be the engineering. I just heard engineering. That you are the engineer on that spaceship, and you're like the only one. And as I say, there's like 10 or 15, and I'm not sure what the duties or what that spaceship is for, but it is a spaceship, and it's what you have been working for. It's been what you're wanting to do, and you're finally in the job that you wanted to do.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
exciting.
She's worried she got fired.
You didn't get fired. No, you've been training for this for your whole life.
Aw.
Okay. All right. Okay. Heavenly blessed honey, can you see what work I'm doing with the Galactic say this time and which ones? Okay, let me see if I can do that. You're working with the Palladians. I'll give you a huge yes on that. And I'm not seeing what kind of work you're doing, though. They're not bringing that forth, heavenly blessed honey. They're not letting me see. So I'm going to say that you might be in training. Oh, I didn't get a yes on that. You're in training right now, but it is the Palladians that are training you. And I don't even know what they're training you for. But that's right now, that's all the information I can get out of that. That's all the information. And it's almost like they're standing in front of me, not letting me see what you're doing. So I'm not sure why they're doing that, unless it's something secret.
Yeah, that's interesting because I pulled up the garden and the gate. So there's a gate that you're outside. Yeah. They're keeping it
Hush, hush.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Blessed honey. Yeah.
Usually, the Palladians are so open and let you see anything. They're not letting me see what you're doing. So, anyway, hey Cheryl, any message from my Galactic family? Thanks. Okay, I'm going to pull out of my Starseed Oracle deck. All right, the Cosmic Heart. Okay, and it says, devotion, make your life a moving prayer. Oh my gosh, I know it. And then I pulled out 2 cards. This is a Cosmic Heart, and this is make your life a moving prayer. And the other one is star bathing, and that's light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. So all this is making your life, look how cool this card is, making your life a living prayer. And it is, looks like to me, this is also an activation card, but what they're saying about the making your life a moving prayer is they're showing me just don't let everything get to you. Don't let all this extra stimulus that's going on out here, showing it all over you, that move it away, push it away. And that it's almost like another be yourself, because it looks like to me, I'm not sure. Let me get these words right. Give me a minute. Go ahead, Teri. Let me get these words right where they're trying to tell.
Okay. The first thing they showed me was 9. It was like 9 ones. Like and the lines, they were lines. So this could be recoding or something. This could be code work, reprogramming, and something about 9. So that could mean September, which is coming up. It could also mean 9 is about abundance and synchronicity. So I pulled the card synchronicity for you. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of synchronicities coming in with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 10. There's 11 pulls in that. And you're finding your sacred purpose. So that is being reprogrammed.
Yeah. We're just moving through this, almost like moving through life. And right now trying to knock all the stuff off of her. That's what I keep seeing. And I think that's what they're talking about, the moving prayer, because you're just moving through it and you're trying to stave off all this negative stuff, trying to pop it off of you, and you're staying so focused. And this is also showing it's I guess it's actually your light body that's doing that. And this is also an activation card, is what they're telling me.
Mm-hmm.
This is to go ahead and that you are going through this tunnel and knocking off all these things. And it's just, I think and at the end of that tunnel, they're saying you're going to be getting a lot of transmissions. That's what it is. So you're going through this tunnel, knocking off all this crap that's going on, and it's almost like a car wash. You get all the stuff off, and then on the other end, you're going to get some transmissions. So that's pretty exciting, Cheryl.
Yeah, it's really exciting. She said her birthday's in September. So
there you go.
Yeah.
The 9, maybe that 9, like you're talking about the completion. Maybe this is what that cycle is, going through this tunnel. Maybe that's something to do with that. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, Mary, please a reading from my Galactics. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to pull out of my John Lemurian deck. And look how pretty this card is. Infinity. And I'm going to look in my book on this one. Oh, if I don't drop it. Okay, it says, go ahead, Teri.
Mary, they're showing me your heart, and they're showing me the two sides of your heart. Like there's not a division in it because it's strong, but maybe you had to put it back together again, or they were helping with that. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. And I pulled evolution for you. Always stay present with what is happening around you. Make your choices in the power of the present moment. So it feels like you let go of a lot of old stuff.
Yeah, this is what this is about.
Yeah.
Because this says the infinity, the eternal life force, cycles of growth rising from the ashes, many deaths and rebirths within one's life. You are so much more than your physical body. So that's, going on with what you're saying. And it says, you may feel like you have led many lives and expressed different faces to the world. We can experience many deaths and rebirths as we allow outdated parts of ourselves to fall away. So that's
that could be releasing a lot of old stuff from other lifetimes too, Mary.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
amazing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, Leah, may I ask what star family I'm working with at this? All right, Leah. You're working with more than one. Because I gave you the Lyrans for one. Let's see who else working with. Leah, I'm not sure there's ones that you're not working with. Okay, we're going to have to dive a little bit more deeper into this because you're working with all of them. So they're showing me that you're on some kind of council that you're working with all of them. That's what it is. So they're showing me that you're walking in the council and you're saying, hi, everybody. I know you. And every different race that there is that you're walking in. And so you're working with all of them. I'm not sure I've seen anybody who is working with all of them, but there's something to that you're maybe a representation of something, but you're working with all of them. I have to ask that question differently. Go ahead, Teri.
Okay. Yeah. So right now you're on the hero's journey. And those are the cards that I pulled for you. And look, there are all these entities around you, all these guides. And it feels like, and anybody that knows Leah, the questions that she asks, when she comes into the chat, what she gives into the chat, it's amazing. And it's all about intention right now. So it's like this growth. You've got the whole world in your hands. So.
Okay. All right. We're going to take this one last question. Trancing a spirit. Hi. If time allows, any messages from my galactic guide, Hubert? Thank
Oh,
you. Okay. All right. Let's see what we're going to pull from here today. I'm going to pull from the Beyond Lemurian deck again. What they're saying. Loving compassion is what's on here. Loving compassion. And looking at all the colors and what this symbols are. So this is another one I'm going to be looking in the book. Loving compassion. Are you ready?
oh yeah. Do you want me to go ahead? I'm sorry.
I just didn't know if you were ready. I was getting ready to read out of the book. That's what I was asking.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You want to read out the book?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I pulled Source Connection for you, honey. So it's like takeoff is what it looks like to me. I mean, things are just, I don't know if they've already exploded Trancing with Spirit, but you've got a big new spark coming in. It says, because you are a divine spark of light, you always have the direct connection to source. So it feels like you've got a really great connection there with Hubert, but also with yourself, knowing your divinity.
Yeah. Well, this is a big thing here. It said this card is a reminder to wake up. There are many levels and stages of awakening. There is no on off switch. Keep learning and putting yourself into situations where you can grow. Sometimes we go back to sleep, so stay aligned with your inner guidance and find your ways to remember to wake up. So that's exactly right. We do just get kind of a little lazy sometimes
Mm-hmm.
on our spiritual journey. I'm guilty of this sometimes myself. And so they're just saying to wake up. Trancing a spirit. That's what he's saying, Hubert. How do you want me to pull?
She says, wow, things have changed a lot lately. That's awesome, Trancing with Spirit. And thank you, Sonia, for singing happy birthday to me, Marilyn style earlier. I noticed that. I love that. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. And thanks for the moderators. Thanks, Susie, for your help. And thanks, Teri, as always, for coming. So, anyway, what you got going on next?
I think Nancy Jean's going to be on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to be great. And then meditations next week, Monday through Friday. And it's my birthday next week. And yeah. And on Wednesday, there's going to be a little birthday party. Allie's throwing through me at Heart and Soul Connected. So hopefully Dr. Gail and Nancy Jean, and I'm going to send out invites.
Okay.
Just
all right. All right, everybody. We'll see y'all later. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.